Good morning, everybody. Hello. Happy Friday. We've made it through another week. We have made it through. I am glad. Thank you very much to Wuzzy Toast and to Be My Badger for both resubscribing before I even got on the bike. Today, we are playing I Was a Teenage Exocolonist, a game that I know absolutely nothing about, which I think is a fun way to go into these Indie Fridays. Just fully blind. But Karen had this downloaded on her Switch, so I was like, you know what? I'll just use Karen's Switch today. That's good. I had also looked up another game that I was thinking about playing, and I'm blanking on the name of it. And I do think it'd be cool to play, but it is so very much a mouse and keyboard game, and so I'd have to figure out how I would play that on the day. I think I could maybe figure out a way to make it work, but for now, I figured let's go with this one. I don't know where the chat's gonna be for today, but we'll see. The only thing I know about this is that it's got a good content warning system. That's what I've heard. Where you can click in to see the full details about this. But what I'll just say is here's the main content warnings, and if you need more specifics, I think you can find all the information online. Thank you, voice of Kieran. But yeah, let's do it. Let's start a completely new game. Let's see how this goes. Good to know. Good to know. Thank you, DT Lindley, and thank you, Web Spinner, and thank you, Well-Spoken Rambler. You wake to chaos, a confusion of light and heat and smoke. Fire! You got it. Web Spinner, I haven't finished the Rivals to Lovers arc. I'll be sorry to say I haven't finished that game, so. But I've been playing it a little bit. Anyway, your head is pounding. You must have hit it and blacked out, but you aren't sure how you got here or what on Vertumna is happening. There's something important you need to remember. Your stomach lurches as the floor crumbles beneath your feet, then collapses. Your body aches, and your eyes burn and smoke. A figure appears through the flames. It's your friend. Your friend? Wait, why can't you remember her name? She's gesturing and shouting at you, but all you hear is a ringing in your ears. Yeah, let's climb out first. You try to stand up, but one of your legs folds uselessly underneath you. It won't hold your weight. Thanks, Nordhell, for resubbing. Your friend pulls you out of the rubble. She throws your arm over her shoulder and half drags you toward the door. Through it, you see a deep, eerie twilight, dark and blue and cold against the heat of the fire around you. Glow season. Glowing eyes! You shake your head and clear your vision. Is that some kind of dog, like from Earth? It's my new best friend. No, it's not. It's not my best friend. The creature howls and lunges, its jaws open! Thank you, the real Codus. Yeah, you're right. He's just a very friendly dog. Doesn't know how to wag a tail yet. You were born on the Stratospheric, Earth's first colony ship, halfway through its 20-year voyage to a wormhole at the edge of the Sol system. Your parents run the hydroponic gardens which make fresh air and vegetables for the ship. Like the other colonists, they bravely chose to make this one-way journey to the uncharted planet of Vertumna 4 in the hope that they could escape Earth's troubles. They had you the old-fashioned way, merging their genes like they had merged their cultures and traditions. They name you something else. They name me... What's my name? I'll go with the S. I'll go with that at least. Susan? Is this gonna break the game because they have to put that many O's in every time? I hope so. Yep, that's my name. Susan? You have to pronounce it that way, or else I'll get confused for the other Susans on this flight. You're a bright-eyed child with an active imagination, sometimes too active, your mom says. Yep, Susan, perfect. Absolutely perfect. I guess I'll just be here. Seems perfect to me. You have vivid dreams of things you've never experienced, dirt under your feet, skies overhead, endless jungles and strange animals. You wonder if that is what Fortuna will be like. Every child on the stratospheric is given one genetic enhancement. By age 6, you see the first sign of yours. I want absorbent brain. Nah, give me extra fingers. I'm sorry, you can give me another finger? Absolutely. 100%. That's what I want. Thank you, Weeby the meme. You've heard that long ago having a 6th finger would have been something you'd hide or even remove. But Antecedent says some of the best musicians back on Earth have the gene for extra fingers, just like you. Love it. I'm also very good at making crafts, which you do with your friend. Let's be friends with the studious and mature Tangent, the bold and confident Mars. Let's hang out with Tammy, the shy and sweet Tammy. Tammy is the kindest person you know. She idolizes Antecedent and is always following her around, helping her with the babies or learning how to cook. She has the best snacks at class, recess, and always shares, especially with you and Cal. She and Cal are just as close, so it's kind of like having 2 best friends. Yep, correct. Perfect. You're 10 years old when your ship finally reaches the wormhole. Professor Hal says it's like a doorway to other star systems, with planet Vertumna 4 on the other side. You run emergency drills for the month to prepare. When the day finally comes, it starts with a rumble, then things start to slide off the tables. You hurry to gather near the escape pods just in case. The emergency area is crowded with families. It's gonna be fine! Your dad soothes. We'll be through the wormhole and down on the planet before you know it, just like we practiced. Your mom gives him a sharp, worried look. So, accidentally, I guess my name is Sousa, and not Susan. I'm trying to figure out here, I'm gonna put the, give me a second, I'm gonna put the chat box. No! Give me a second, I'm gonna put the chat box over here. I guess, I don't know where the best place for this to be is today. I guess I'll just put it here for now. That seems to be out of the way of all of the other text, though, so maybe that'll work. We'll just put it there for now. I was gonna say that I think I've accidentally become a musician. My parents have named me after John Philip Sousa. And, that's just how it is. With my 6 fingers, I'm gonna be role-playing this as the first person to create marches on a new planet. Fanciful brass instruments. It'll be great. We'll be through the wormhole and down on the planet before you know it, just like we practiced. Your mom gives him a sharp, worried look. Uh-oh, red emergency lights switch on as a siren begins to sound distant in the ship. You try to breathe slowly like you were taught, but you are very scared. You look out a porthole. The stars are gone. When you're frightened, I think of a game to play. That's what I don't need to get in touch with my emotions. I just wanna think of a fun game to play. You start a game of Rambutan with some of the classmates. You pick the types of fruit. Cal thinks about it. I could name 10 kinds of fruit, he says. Maybe I could name 11, Dis mumbles. Anemone confidently counters with 12. Back to Cal, he thinks again. I could name 20. The others shrug, and Anemone tells him to go ahead. Apple, orange, banana, Cal starts, and tomatoes are a fruit, and cucumbers and corn. The game suddenly erupts into an argument on semantics, as many games of Rambutan do. You wait. The shaking builds. Then everything starts to get very weird. The hallway stretches, and you're stretching too. Your arms are impossibly long. Your head feels like it's slowly filling up like a balloon and contracting down to the size of an atom at the same time. Is this the wormhole? You hear the distant, ominous squeal of metal giving way as the ship shudders and lurches in slow motion. The weirdest part is a sense of deja vu. You're sure this has happened to you before, and you know, somehow, that everything is going to be okay. Thank you, Johnny Grunge. The shuddering reaches a crescendo. You hear an impossibly loud crunch and feel weightless for a few seconds before gravity slams you back against the wall, head first. You black out. As you slip unconscious, you feel yourself twisted out of time. It's today, yesterday, and tomorrow, all at once. And more than just one tomorrow, lots of them, different tomorrows. You find yourself in a place that you know from your dreams. Tilled fields, dramatic ridges, and a stranger, but also not a stranger, grinning as she grabs your hand. Hurry up, she says. I'm not gonna let you miss this. Distantly, you can feel the ship shaking as stopped and hear your parents' worried voices. Feeling safe, you slip further into the warm embrace of the stars. You drift. Gradually, your consciousness reforms. You wake up in the med bay. The med bay under you plays a soft tone, and an automated voice speaks. 2 weeks have elapsed. The patient's cranial injury has completed healing. They may now be safely discharged. As the fog lifts from your head, you realize something seems different about this room. It's so bright. You try to focus on the window. Something is different. I'm most excited about the ground! Instead of the familiar blackness of space, bright lights from twin blue and yellow suns streaming through the windows. You peer out and see fields, glass-walled domes, and walls ringed by giant mushroom-like trees. Thank you, Ficus Monet. There are construction materials everywhere, and people walking around, outside, on the ground! Yeah, it's pretty wild, the real Codus. They got everything here. You better head out there and join them! You're right. Yeah. Rush outside! Rush outside! I'm Sousa! I am strong! Hello? Oh, Tammy jumps up as you step out of the ship's quarters behind her. You're awake. Are you all better? You better go see your dad. She points southeast towards some geodesic domes. Yeah, I can do that. I can do this. What's up? What's up, Pops? Sousa! Your dad gives you a big warm hug. I'm so happy you're finally awake. Dr. Instance thought it'd be best to keep you asleep while your noggin healed. Your mother and I thought you might sleep away the whole year, my snoozy little gooseberry. He checks your head and looks relieved. He was very clearly worried about you, but he covers it with jokes and smiles. Ah, you love your dad! Welcome to Vertumna, he says, gesturing around you. You've never seen the stratospheric from the outside except in pictures. The ship has been separated in two, and parts taken off to form other buildings and a big wall around the whole colony. The alien jungle creeps right up to the wall. Only the geodesic greenhouses pass outside it, dotting their way up the hill. What's outside the walls, Dad? Dad, I want to go on adventures. Oh, don't worry about that, my dear aubergine. Nothing that could hurt you. We just don't want you getting lost in the big, big world out there. Oh, before I forget, he pulls a package out from his satchel and hands it to you. You blink and stare at it blankly. Don't you know what day it is, he asks. You honestly don't. You remind him that you've been asleep in the med bay. Happy birthday, he shouts, wrapping you in a warm hug. Your birthday already? You feel a dizzying sense of deja vu. You stare hard at the wrapped package. You know exactly what is in there. You remember it. No, you dreamed about this package some years ago. On the ship, inside, will be a small medallion in the shape of a sun that your dad made by hand. I'm about to blow my old man's mind right now. I'm about to do some David Blaine shit to my dad. I can't wait. Before I open this package, it's handmade, isn't it? You describe the medallion and your dad tisks, I guess is the way to pronounce that if you're not using the actual word. Thank you to Real Megamoth. Ah, who ruined the surprise? Was it Seek? I'll bet it was Seek. They hate fun. He grins and adds, don't tell them I said that. You start to explain that nobody told you, but someone shouts your dad's name. Listen, I'm so sorry. Sir, he says, but I have to get back to work. There was an accident when we landed, and he stops himself. Don't worry, we're gonna fix it, your mother and I. Oh, exciting. Professor Hal is expecting you in classes. If you're feeling up to it, your dad says, pointing west to the engineering wing in the rear end of the bisected ship. Then he points to the large doors you came out of earlier. Or you can relax in our quarters until you're feeling better. We'll talk later tonight, he says, then kisses the top of your head and ruffles your hair. Have a wonderful birthday, Susa. I love you. I love you too, Dad! To enter a building, press the A button. Okay, got it. Oh, interesting. 13 months a year and 10 years to the end of the game. You'll only have time to focus on a few things. You got it. I can do that. I gotta meet my new friends. You see Dis sitting on the ground beside the bushes. Is he hiding from somebody? He seems to be watching the gate in the wall to the south where grown-ups are coming and going. Kids aren't allowed past the walls, he says quietly without looking up. They say there's nothing to be afraid of, but then why do we need walls? You stare at the gate and have a sudden rush of memory so strong you think you might faint. You imagine something crashing through the wall, something enormous and dark and wriggly. For years in space, you've half remembered nightmares of monsters, of your ship being destroyed, of sifting through wreckage that used to be your home, trying to find something. Your dad always told you those dreams weren't real. Agreed, the real Codus. Thinking, breaking you from your daydream, Dis whispers, I think there are monsters out there. Yes, I believe you. No, you don't, he says. You're being sarcastic. I can tell. Nobody believes me. He turns his back and ignores you. No, I literally just told you I did. Like, I know we're like both 10 or whatever, but I'm serious. No! I'm being serious, kid! Stop making fun of me, Dispouts. You're as bad as Mars. I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm just trying to be real with you, okay? I'm just trying to be real with you, kid. I should do a high-intensity biking. It's been 24 minutes. Let's do it! I have my buttons fixed, which is good. Thanks, Trek Apologist. Hiya, Susa! Anemone seems really at home here. She's rolling a sports ball around with her foot, making patterns in the weird blue snow. This stuff is different from the snow on Earth, she tells you, because it isn't cold, but it's still neat, and you can still make stuff out of it. Her foggy head clears a little. Anemone is simple, physical, and real. You always feel grounded with her. What are you making? Just snow spirals, she says, but earlier me and Cal made a big snow pal. You missed it while you were sleeping in medbay. She smiles, her broad gap-toothed smile at you. Now that you're awake, we can play. Have you seen any monsters? Nope, just some little bugs. The grown-ups would say if there were monsters, right? She shrugs, then smiles reassuringly. Even if there were monsters, Chief Rhett would beat them all up, so don't worry. My mom says we're safer here than we were in space. You both look over the wreckage of the Stratospheric, the spaceship where you were born. Anemone's mom, Auntie Sedent, is probably right about that. Look what the wormhole did to your ship. Did it. Why aren't you at school? She smacks her forehead. School? I wondered where everybody was. Guess I'm gonna be late for the humanities class. She doesn't look very worried to you. It's okay, she says. Professor Hal is chill, he won't mind, but we should probably go now. She grins and starts running toward engineering. Hey, race you! No fair, she's getting a head start. I wanna go. Is this engineering? Yeah, it is. It is. A low throbbing noise comes from the engine room, which provides power to the colony. Other corridors lead off to the teaching labs and the med bay. You know the route to your classroom well, but the rest of this wing is off limits to children. Congruence, the ship's onboard AI, beams down at you from a nearby holoscreen. Don't forget to study hard, sir. You know what? If it's an AI, it probably doesn't know how to pronounce that. I mean, I'm sure that they got better, like, Series in the future, but if it were this, it would go, don't forget to study so hard, sir. Thanks, Lizzie Who, for gifting us up. Alright. Yeah, study some life sciences. I want to learn about biology. Sounds good to me. Thank you, Ryan Snura, also. Oh, hello. Hello to the writer. Good to have you in the chat. Welcome. Let's do life sciences! Alright, what voice for you? Good afternoon, my burgeoning biologists and up-and-coming chemists. Professor Hal welcomes you back to your old classroom. This afternoon we'll learn what I like to call the wet sciences. He gestures to his hollow-projected lesson plan. Biology, chemistry, medicine, ecology, and geology. You'll learn a little bit of everything, with opportunities for further study in your favorite field. And if you're looking for something a little drier, try registering for the engineering classes. For today's lesson, Professor Hal tells you, we'll start with a fun group project. Thank you, Miss Kayflower. You'll be studying the mush tree, a prominent natural resource native to Vertumna. In the ideal conditions, it could grow at a speed of over 1 meter a day, and had a diameter of up to 30 centimeters. He stands on his tiptoes and gestures to illustrate. Your team will experiment to find those ideal conditions. You're teamed up with Tang and Cal, and are given a mush tree spore and a bucket to grow it in. The rest is up to you. Tang looks up the surveyor's notes on the HoloNet. Mush trees, she reads, are most abundant south of the colony in the stormy, moist regions of the Sebequia swamp. What if we use water instead of soil, Cal suggests, like they do with hydroponics? Tang nods. So if they like wet weather, that might work. So, do you have any suggestions? Oh, do all of it. My suggestion is just put all of it in there. Just put all of it in there. I don't know, I got 6 fingers. Is that helpful for something right now? I think put all of it in. Sounds great to me. Why not try everything? You fill the bucket with water and spark snow crystals and attach a small battery to run a weak current through it. You push it over a spot under a grow light and plop your spore inside. Oh. Every day, you rush into the classroom to check on its progress. You and Cal sing quietly to it. Tang refuses to assist in this part, but it doesn't grow. By the end of the week, your bucket is the only one with no plant at all. You don't know what you did wrong. Maybe everything. Agreed, the real CODIS. Professor Hal is disappointed. Your experiment wasn't very scientific. If something had worked, how would you even know what it was? You don't even get half marks for effort. That's okay. Sometimes you screw up. Alright. When you work or go to class, pick a quick card challenge as the month passes. Move the cards to fill the 5 panes in order to make the best hand you get. The order matters. Huh, okay. If your total in the circle on the right reaches the gold value, you win. Okay. Depending on your cards, some challenges can't be won, but you can still get a reward for doing your best. I got it. Bonuses for flushes, same color together, and same number together. Interesting. Huh, okay. That's cool. Bonuses for straights. Wow, ooh, that's interesting too. The more cards in a flush, pair, or straight, the higher the bonus added to your total. Interesting. Cards can also affect each other and can be rearranged to find the best total score. Alright. Cool, I'm into it. +1 to the card to the right. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay. Let's do, I mean, maybe I'll just do Tammy's Care. I guess it would be smarter for me to set it up to go 0 to 5, but I'm just gonna do this first. I had a bad day at school, and Tammy's there to be like, hey, we all mess up sometimes. Maybe you can be a famous marching band conductor. Maybe you're not cut out for wet sciences. Maybe you're cut out for I chose the one instrument that 6 fingers doesn't help. I chose the singular instrument. The trombone, the amount of fingers isn't gonna help you in that. There's other instruments that probably would have been better. That's okay. That'll be fine. Oh, I see what's happening here. So what I need to do is set up all of these. All right. Yeah, I can't win this one. Maybe I can? I did it! I won! We're good. Phew. You worked well this month. +1 biology. Good. Your skill increase when you go to school. Extra skills if you win the challenge, and a kudos bonus if you make the highest scoring hand with your cards. Okay. Alright. Increases stress. Okay, so I gotta make sure my stress isn't too high. Got it. Got it! Thanks, Serial Megamoth and Kirsten. I don't know which instruments Sousa's gonna learn, but one can only hope. Something brassy and bright. And thank you, Ryan Sonora, also. I forgot to say thanks for cheering. Your parents have been working from first dawn to well after dinner every day. You know growing food is an important job, and it's vital to get crops in the ground right away. But there seems to be something more than that. It's such a strange change from growing up on the stratospheric when you saw them all the time. You stay up and wait for them at night before going to bed. Though you could tell they're exhausted, they make an effort to spend time with you. I'm sorry we haven't seen much of you, little gooseberry, your dad says. Your mom watches you as she works a pebble out of her gardening tiller, which has been serving as a crutch. How are you holding up? I learned some stuff at school. I'm glad to hear that, your mom says. I want you to study hard, work hard, and stay out of trouble. Your dad smiles. And Professor Hal will give you kudos. If you get good grades, you could spend those at the depot once it's open. You know, says your dad, raising an eyebrow at you, your mom, I think that there are lots of different ways to learn, and school is just one of them. You can learn from working on a hobby or by helping a friend. Disagreement. Your mom shakes her head and sighs, though you could tell she's trying to put on a gentle expression. We both agree that this colony is an experiment, and that means we're going to do things differently than on Earth. You're old enough now to start making your own decisions about your education and future. And if that means you find your own way, we'll accept that. Your dad puts a hand on your shoulder. We'll be proud of you no matter what you do. Try talking to your friends. They may have ideas for how you can spend your time. And come by Geoponics, your mom adds. We could use your help. I want to shovel dirt! Let me shovel dirt! Mid-quiet. All right. New month. New month, new high-intensity biking. It just makes sense to me. Exactly the real CODIS. What a boon. Hello, my little potato, your dad exclaimed, smiling warmly. What have you been up to today? Playing in the fresh air. He breathes deeply and looks slowly around. Vertumna is magnificent, isn't it? You nod. Seasons, he shouts, throwing his hands wide. I missed seasons! Back on Earth it got much colder. And the snow wasn't half as pretty as our spark snow. He sighs, stretching. You just wait until dust season. Both the suns will be high in the sky, and it'll be real hot then, you'll see. You find your mom hard at work, setting up the greenhouses with a small construction crew. You've seen these plants pinned on the wall of your family's quarters for years now. These geodesic domes will house the more delicate plants from Earth. Spinach, tomatoes, maybe even fruit. She takes a swig from her canteen as you approach. I will also be doing that. Good. Looking for something to do? She asks. Remember, Susa, you're responsible for your own schedule now that we've landed. You can decide how to spend your time so long as it's productive. She points toward the engineering wing in the back of the half of the stratospheric severed frame. Professor Hal's still expecting you in class, but a well-rounded education includes practical application. You're old enough to help with the work around here. She claps her hand on your shoulder. I've got another minute. Anything you need to know? I want to know about geoponics. Tell me about it. Thank you, Wolf of Red Roses, for subscribing. And thank you, The Real CODIS. She looks down and nudges at the sprout growing between her feet. It's green, the color of earth plants. We're doing our best, she says, but it hasn't been easy. I just hope the potatoes and corn can handle the weather here, she says, glancing up at the sky. I hear it rains like hell in the wet season. She takes a long look at you, up and down. You're growing fast, Susa, but you're still too young for real farming. Instead, well, there's a lot of soil that needs to be hauled. Seeing your disappointment, she nudges you on the shoulder. Don't pout. It'll help build those muscles. You'll need them now that we're out in the real world doing real work. Out here, we have to rely on our physical strength. She flexes her biceps. Your mom is really strong! Yeah, tell me about engineering. Hal's teaching classes on life science, engineering, and humanities. If you pass all your tests, maybe he'll let you work there for a few years. Your father thinks you're old enough that school is optional. I don't agree, but I'll be honest with you, she says, gesturing to the fields. We do need every pair of hands we can get. If you want to work with me here in geoponics, I'd suggest studying life science. If you don't have a good grasp on biology and ecology, I'm going to stick you on shovel duty. I'm bad at biology. I am not going to be good at that, okay? Let's make this one thing clear. I'm going to be good at shoveling. Okay? If you need a break, she advises, you can visit the lounge and see your friends. But, she warns, raising a finger, I don't want to see you lounging around all the time. You need to work hard too. The garrison? Security Chief Ferret is organizing a sports ball team. You used to play, didn't you, back on the ship? It'll be different here with the planet's gravity. Of all the adults in the colony, Rhett and your mom are the most like soldiers you'd see on a holovid. For a moment, you think your mom's going to suggest something else. Then she shakes her head. You're too young for defense training, so don't worry about that yet. Just enjoy yourself and stay out of trouble. What about command? I think Seek said they need someone to deliver supplies from the depot. They're also setting up a shop there. If you've got some kudos to spend. And of course, that's where Governor Udicott works. But you shouldn't bother her. She's a busy woman, and she doesn't have your mother's patience with kids. You try not to giggle. Your mom isn't usually known for her patience. Oh, you're too young to leave the colony. It's dangerous. She shakes her head. Your father would be worried. There's so much we don't know about the world out there. Let the adults find out, then maybe you can join them in a few years when you're older. She gives you a stern look. She isn't going to budge on this one. For now, stay inside the walls. Okay, bye! I've learned a lot. You tell me I can go chat with my friends? I guess if I choose one of these things, I'm locked in, so let me talk to everyone I can out here first. What's up? Anemone is bumping a sports ball with her wrists, trying to keep it up in the air. Heads up, she shouts and bumps the ball in your direction. Think fast. I can't do a trick. I can't do a trick. Anemone's gonna know I'm not cool. Anemone knows that I'm not cool anymore because I can't do any sports ball tricks. What's even the point of bouncing it back? I'll bounce it back. You bounce the ball back and forth with her, trying to see how many times you can rally and keep it going. Anemone tells you about the new sports ball court. A proper regulation-sized court, way bigger than the little zero-G one on the stratospheric. Her brother Com is coaching the junior sports ball team this year. Oh man. Now that I'm in 41 minutes, all this biking and talking. Oh, it's a challenge. It's a challenge, but I'm doing it. Whew. Hanging in there. Okay. He's so great, she says. He's good at everything, especially spiking. He's coaching me to play awesome like him. You should come join us. All right, I'll think about it. Maybe I'll just go play sports ball. You know what I mean? Who needs to learn anything? Not me. That's what I think. Oh. A sharp whistle interrupts your thoughts. Hey, Sousa! Mars calls out to you. Come here! I have a job for you! You walk over to Mars, who's sheltering from the snow under the ship's overhang. It's so gross here, she complains. The spark snow would ruin my good clothes. At least on the ship we had climate control. Ugh! Tammy made me some soy sweets, but there's no way I'm going out in all this weather, she continues. Since you like running around, could you fetch them for me? Yep. Good, Mars claps. She's probably just down the hill near our quarters. Mars sighs. She's scared to take more than a few steps from the door. All she wants to do is hide inside and make sweets. I would also do that. I like sweets. What's up? Tammy is staring obliviously at the sky. Oh, smiling to herself, she startles as you approach. Oh, hello, Sousa, she says, putting her hands to her chest. Do you need something? I forgot what voice I gave Tammy, but that's okay. Okay. Whew. Whew. Oh man, these legs of mine. It's been a long week. It's been a long week. I'm here for Mars's soy sweets. Tammy smiles at you. Oh, it's so nice of you to help out Mars. She's a very important person, you know. She hands you a box wrapped in a pink and yellow scarf. One order of mango soy sweets made fresh this morning, she says. Please tell Mars that she can have the scarf back, okay? She used some of her kudos to nanoprint it for me because it's so dusty here, but I think I'm getting used to it now. Tammy smiles again and tucks her hand behind her big elven ears. Mars is so cool, she says fondly. Sometimes she's kind of bossy, but I know she really cares too. Yeah, you're right, the real Codus. Being on a spaceship will change you. That's all I have to say about that. Mars puts her hands out expectantly. Give it here! Oh. Oh, man. Just take them. I don't care, Mars. I don't want mango soy sweets anyway. You hand over the box of soy sweets with a smile. Mars takes it and giggles. You're such a good sidekick, doing everything I say. She opens the box and hands you a soy sweet. Your tip, she tells you. Oh, an administrator Seek's looking for someone to do delivery jobs for the depot. She says, I don't want to do it because, like, you running around out there, no! Just go through there, she says. I've changed this voice the more I've learned more about Mars. and tell them I referred you. Yeah, I'll do that. Command. Okay. All right, I need to be stronger or good at organizing. Right now, I am neither of those things. Right now, I am neither of those things. Okay. Let's just view the notice board. Oh, negative 100%? That's bad. Is that, wait, if it's a shortfall, yes, I guess that doesn't seem good. That seems like the opposite of that. Upcoming event, we'll be hosting our first annual Vertumnalia Festival during the second week of Dust. I like that. I like that they're already making new traditions. That's great. Take precautions outside the colony. Xenofauna have been sighted in the area. Interesting. Okay. That's curious. It's good to know. Oh, I can talk to you again? Yeah, let's talk again. I love to talk. You see Tammy sitting quietly near the entrance to the lounge. You've known her for, well, your whole entire life. Back on the ship, we played together. Tammy had the best doll collection. After her mom died, her dad used all his nanoprinter creds to print her a different doll every month for a whole year. Her ears perk up when she sees you. Oh, hello, who's, huh? She says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't get this note. Her voice is soft and dreamy, like a beam of starlight. I didn't get this note before I started the voice. But that's okay. Her voice is soft and dreamy, like a beam of starlight. Do you want to play dolls? I sure do. You don't think Tammy will ever be too old to play with dolls. If anything, she has even more of them now. Thanks, Rambler. She takes you to her quarters and brings out the entire Spacey Stacy doll collection. A disturbingly realistic baby with real bowel movements. And two super fancy posable dolls named Lily and Tilly who can be programmed to move on their own. Tammy isn't very good at the programming, so Lily and Tilly just roll around awkwardly while you turn them on. You cover quickly by saying they must be breakdancing at a club. The two of you spend the afternoon making up stories of their rise to stardom as professional dancers. Step up to the streets. That was great. That was a great chat. What's over here? The garrison. Oh, I could play sports ball here. Maybe I should. I feel like this might be useful to me. Nah, I need to get stronger. A small team led by the security chief Rhett was enough to keep the peace on the stratospheric. Alright, cool. I'm gonna leave. I don't wanna play sports ball right now. What's in here? Hello? I could just relax. Oh, that is nice. But I'm not ready to relax. I got things to do. Oh, what's up? Dis looks at his feet and pretends not to notice you. I'm not gonna dare him to eat a worm. Dis already hates me. I wouldn't do that. Get real. Yeah, let's shovel dirt. Let's shovel dirt. The greenhouses have different biomes inside, growing plants from the earth that might belong in a desert, jungle, or temperate forest. Some are so delicate you have to spray off any germs in an airlock before you can enter. The seasonal garden outside is dotted with blue nobodies, little flowers with what look like a wriggling creature stuck inside each one. A sign explains it's a decoy meant to attract some kind of flying predator to come pollinate the flower. Shovel dirt! Shovel dirt! Shovel dirt! Shovel dirt! It's your first day in the glorious world of agricultural soil conveyance. Oh boy! Good morning, Sousa. Looks like you're working for your old lady. I hope you don't expect me to go easy on you just because you're my son. She walks around you with the geoponics wing and points out where everything is. Your job is to move sod, compost, plants, garden waste, and equipment from one place to another. Get comfortable with this, she says, pushing a squeaky old-fashioned wheelbarrow toward you. Now, any questions before you start moving that dirt? No. Let's get to work! I'm ready! That's my boy, your mom says, slapping you on the back. You stumble a little. Oh, your arms start to ache after the first half hour of work, but you keep going. By the end of the month, you feel utterly drained and exhausted, and good somehow. You can feel your muscles growing already. That's right! I can feel my muscles growing too! Amazing. Alright. Ooh, yeah, I'll draw one extra card. That seems good to me. That seems good to me. We'll start with this one. Then this one. Then this one. Then this one. Bingo. We did it. We won! +1 toughness. Thank you, Pliable Head. Who could say? Alright. Absolutely crushed it. Very good. This week you had a few more bouts of deja vu, remembering what somebody is about to say or do just before they do it. Sometimes they actually do it, but not always. Oh, congratulations. Okay. This morning you were sure Professor Hal was going to trip on the uneven floor in the cafeteria and spill his plate of hash browns. You even told Mars to watch. He didn't, though. As Professor Hal walked away, his hash browns safe for today, Mars called you a liar and a dummy. At night, your dreams are all mixed up with stuff you know can't be real. You're chased by monsters the size of buildings, only to be saved by strange people you've never met. You're holding hands with someone you love. You're crying as you help lift a shrouded body into the colony recycler. Everything seems so familiar. But when you try to recall their faces when you wake up, they're smeared in your memory like wet paint. But what if those things haven't happened yet, but will someday? Anytime you try to tell someone, they think you're playing a trick, or that you're sick, and need to go to the med bay. You eventually decide to stay quiet about your strange dreams. Why? Secret powers are fun! Ha ha! You start keeping a private journal in your holopalm, recording the events where you remember something before it happens. You also write down your dreams when they have the feeling of being real. You like the idea of being magic and seeing the future, but some of those dreams are very scary. You hope that, like Professor Hal's hash browns, they don't all come true. I do hope that. I do indeed hope that. Hello? Cal is riding around the geoponics gardens on his hoverboard. The board comes to a sudden shuddering stop on the rocky ground in front of you. Cal falls off but catches his balance before he eats dirt. Hi, Sousa. Real ground is way harder to hover on than ship floors. There are bumps everywhere. We will have to adapt, Cal. We will have to make cooler, more stunt-filled sports. Yeah, Cal exclaims. Things are actually way better planet side. Hovering outside is rad. Look at this. He runs over to a small depression in a nearby hill and presents it like it's something amazing. Look at this. It's a skate ball. I want to try. Get me in there! I want to skate! Sure, but please be careful. Mom says if I break my hoverboard, we can't make another one. You take turns riding around the bowl, trying to get up enough speed going down one side to come back up the other. You don't land any tricks. It's hard just staying on the board with this uneven ground, but it's still fun. Oh man. I do need a break soon, don't I? My stress is high. My stress is high. Tangent is hunched over her holopalm, frowning and poking angrily at the air. She speaks without looking up at you. Professor Hal wants us to prep a list of the native flora with pictures. There should be a catalog on the Colony HoloNet, but I can't find it anywhere. I'll help you find it. You launch your own holopalm and start searching the colony's HoloNet archives for a list of vertebral plants and animals. 10 minutes later, you find it buried under survey logistics in the expeditions net. Anemone passes by and pulls a face at the two of you. Hey, holo nerds! She shouts. School's over! Come play sports ball in the sunshine! Tang just rolls her eyes. I want to play sports ball. I want to play sports ball. I want to play sports ball. All right, I gotta chill. You know what? Let's do it. Thanks, Rambler. Let's do it. Let's just chill today. I'm into it. I want to become friends with Tammy, and I can forget a memory? Wow, that's wild. I'm into it. It's nice to take some time off to chill after all the stress of school and work. Not to mention the mental toll of just living on this unpredictable planet. Looks like you're not the only one who needs some downtime. Some of the other kids are also relaxing in the lounge. Oh, I could get hooked on games. I could be that 10-year-old that's always asking you if you have games on your iPhone. That could be me. You know what? I'm already friends with Cal and Tammy. I need to become better friends with Mars and Deuce. I'm into it. Okay, but you do stink. You hear Mars defend herself. It's not my fault you can't tell. Maybe your nose stopped working and the rest of us can smell it and... She waves her hand in front of her nose and makes a PU gesture and turns to you. He smells awful, right, Sousa? No. I could just be a bully. It's time for me to be a bully. No, I'm not gonna do that. Stop being so mean, Mars. I'm taking a stand. You stand toe-to-toe with Mars. She glares at you, then at Dees. Fine, she says, defeated. I'm sorry, Dees. I'm just trying to help. But I should have said it in a nicer way. Not everything in life is gonna tell you the truth, you know. Alright. Should I forget giggling? I'm gonna forget giggling. I've forgotten how to do it. I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm doing it. I've forgotten how to giggle. Alright, that's another high intensity biking. You know what? I think that's gonna be the last one for today, too. Let me just really quickly save up real quick. Save! It's just really important to save. It's just really important to save. And I don't want anyone to accidentally choose my save file, so I have to make sure that it's clever and new. That no one knows. You know, I gotta make sure no one mistakes it for theirs. It's very important that I make sure no one mistakes it for theirs. I have to be careful. I want to make sure that it's full, you know what I mean? I don't want to accidentally look at the things and be like, oh, did someone else choose Sousa as a name? Maybe someone did, because it's a very common name. So I gotta make sure that I know which one is me. I gotta make sure that I know which one is mine. If I don't do this, how am I gonna be sure? How am I gonna be sure? How am I gonna be sure? I'll never be sure! No! Well, guess I gotta do it again. That's fine. I pressed B. I did my best. I did my best. Yeah, that's fine. You can still tell it's me. You can still tell it's me. Alright, folks. Congratulations. Oh, we've done it. Folks, I hope you have a really wonderful day. It's been fun. I'm gonna figure out what we're gonna do for next Indie Friday, but on Monday, we'll be back to Dead Space. So, see you then. I gotta go do a bunch more work. But again, hopefully next week I'll have 2 new videos for you. We'll see. I'm crunching, but I'm doing it. I'll see you soon. Have a good day. Goodbye!